my mechanic told me he couldn't repair my brakes, so I asked him to make my horn louder. So here's the grid. Well, here's what we're going to talk about today. We haven't seen any reveals since my most recent video, which you can see some on my channel if you want to watch it. But basically, the strat. Here's the strat. My strategy is in my document here, the Grid Master Planning. It is a work in progress. So this isn't the final product. The final product will be in the Discord. Let's see if I can bring this over here. There you go. There's the Discord. Gridmaster discussion where we're talking numbers and stuff. It's just kind of nicer in my opinion. You know, shameless out. It's kind of nicer than the League's Discord or whatever else, where it's just like so much spam and you can't figure it out. But yeah, I made the shared link here to the Google Doc. And then if you want to use the Google Doc, you can grab it and you can do file, make a copy, and you can edit it and do whatever you want. But basically, what I was going to show you today, rather than going through all of the steps of what I've got so far, my plan would be get Golden God as soon as you can, and then complete the home row. And by home row, I mean, first off, we get Golden God, which is over here. And then you complete this home row, so you get that XP multiplier. So at that point, you're passively making money, and you're getting XP, and you're getting lots of XP, and all of your skills, and all that good stuff, and whatever else. I looked at how are we going to train each of our skills, and figuring out like what is the best combo for the relics. So you've got Subdue Temperos, Witness a Gemstone Crab Burrow, and Kill an Ogress, and that will give you your three big ones to train other skills. So that would be Combatant and Craftsman and Gatherer. So trying to pick like which of these combat skills should I pick, and my mind's changed a few times now, and I've finally settled on what I think is the route that I'm gonna do, and then I'll explain the best route, and I'll do that for each of the three. So let's flip back over to it and not make this video too long. So here are all the skills, like in order basically, and how are we gonna train them. But first off, like this is the Combatant relic. What I recommend you pick is Prayer as one of them, because when you're picking Prayer, and I'll open it up here so you can see all of them. So if you pick Prayer, to train your Prayer, you just use gold, 20,000 coins on an altar. And when you do that, you get 270 something experience. It's the equivalent of using a dragon bone on an altar. It's 270 XP, I don't know, it's 252, 272, something like that, at the Wilderness altar, which we have access to. So also in this game mode, if you die in the Wilderness, you keep all of your items and all of your stuff. You just respawn in Lumbridge. So if you get ragged and killed in the Wilderness, don't worry about it. It's just a bit of a time loss. So option one, so grab your Prayer, and then you can take your cash that you get from Golden God, because you're going to make a lot of cash, up to 2 bill cash per hour. You use that at the altar in the Wilderness, and it'll train 2 of your other stats. So when I look at the other ones, attack, strength, defense, hit points, range, and mage. We don't need mage, because Golden God will automatically alch items for you, giving you XP, and you'll get 99 mage passively. So don't pick range. Hit points is passive. Don't worry about that. Defense, you don't need defense in a league. You're so powerful, and like in the early game, you're just killing stuff super quickly, so don't worry about picking defense. Don't take that one either. So then it's between attack, strength, and ranged. So when I think about what is the easiest one to train, or like you're trying to think what is the easiest one to train and what is the like fastest one to train. But then there's also a layer of like, which one do I want to train? Because this is for fun. Don't just fall into the meta. Do what's right for your playstyle. My thought process, so we've picked Prayer. My thought process is you pick strength and ranged. The other option is you pick strength and attack. Between those two, it just depends what you want to do. So let's say we're taking strength and ranged. You're going to now have a count with 99 Prayer. And when you get 99 Prayer, you'll have 92 strength and 92 range, because Combatant puts 50% in each. So at that point, you can basically go to Gemstone Crab or anything with 99 strength and just start smacking, or 92 strength, and just start hitting stuff. The guide that I've got here has it so that we get to the Thunder Kopesh before you start training, basically. So as build a demonic throne in your player-owned house. So after you get the home row done and all this stuff, you'll have 7x XP, and you'll be able to get 99 construction within an hour. So my guide is to get us to the Thunder Khopesh within 3 hours, basically. And that looks feasible, and that's just estimating based on the XP rates and all that stuff. So you're now going to roll up to Gemstone Crab, wielding a Thunder Khopesh, because it looks like there's no attack requirement on it. And if there is, and they forgot to say it, then just wear a Rune Simi, it's fine. You're going to have 99 strength, you're going to hit huge numbers, you've got a minimum hit of 5, whatever else. You'll get to like 70 attack within 20 minutes. I'm pretty convinced of that. There's also a few quests that you could bang out that... would get you a lot. Like Waterfall Quest gets you 30 levels in the main game. That's going to get you to like level 60 in this. So I would do strength, prayer, range, and strength. The other thing is if you switch range for attack, you could fully skip training attack, and then you could train your range through Chinchampas, but you need to get some base levels in range at first, and I think skipping that is better. If when you're going to get Animal Wrangler eventually, you can catch 2 chins at a time. You never fail. You'll get a lot of them. I just don't want to do chinning in this league because it's always packed, and there's not many great spots for it. And then the thing of like catching the chins and then doing that. So that brings me into our next one. So I guess the Hunter is one of the ones that I think I'm going to take. So skipping ahead here. Now this one, the Craftsman. Thinking again critically, how are we training each of these skills? And then that determines which one are we going to do. So I still want to pick one that is very fast XP that will allow me to train the others quickly. So it's between construction and fletching, basically, because both of those are super fast. They're all super, super fast. You could pick cooking, and you could buy raw sharks and cook them using Production Prodigy and train your other skills super fast. But since there's a known spot for the Thunder Khopesh, 99 construction gives you a Thunder Khopesh, I'm just going to pick construction, and by the time I have 99 construction, you will have 92 in the other skills. The other skills that I would be picking would be Herblore and Runecraft. There's a chance that we change Runecraft based on what we see, but there might be a tile that says like craft a blood rune or craft a stack of whatever. So Herblore to me is the most important out of all of these skills, and the one that's the hardest to train. We will probably have a relic that gives us free herbs and stuff, and like that's great, but I also don't want to like make them and get the secondaries and whatever else. So having Herblore, like once you've got your Thunder Khopesh, if you already have 92 Herblore, you could just make any pots you want. And all of those herbs that you're going to be getting for free potentially from the Friendly Forager relic, the one that just gets you herbs, you'll just be able to make them right away, which is great. And the other one is Runecraft, because I don't want to train it. Even if we get Banker's Note or Last Recall, it's just not fun, basically. It's not ideal. So we will definitely consider taking that one. Smithing, you can buy bars, you can buy ores, and you can smith them all instantly with Production Prodigy. Not worried about that. Cooking, again, you can train it super fast by just buying fish and cooking it. But also, the AFK Karambwan method with the Animal Wrangler one, that will give you cooking XP for free, and raw Karambwans. Crafting is really, really important to get your Zenite jewelry and whatever else, because you are an Iron Man, but you can skip that skill quickly by just buying gems from the store, crafting them instantly, selling them back to the store. You could probably get 99 crafting within an hour. So I'm not too worried about picking that one either. Fire making usually is useless. There might be a tile for like, burn a magic log or burn a redwood log. But what I'll basically do, like worst case scenario, I'll go to Wintertodd when I've got like a 16x XP multiplier or a 12x or whatever we get up to. And that'll be extremely fast. That'll be like 4 mil an hour minimum. Again, the alternative to that is like just you'll get log drops from different bosses and you can just bonfire them AFK. So that'll be pretty sweet. Fletching is a 0 time skill. You could take your what are they called? Your bars, and turn them into dart tips, and then just fletch them while you're like doing stuff. Or you could buy, because you're going to have a short ton of money, and you can just buy the broad arrowheads and then make your own arrow shafts, or buy the arrow shafts from the ranging guild and then attach feathers to them and blah blah blah. So again, that's what we were picking. I'm doing construction, herblore, and runecraft because within a few hours of this game mode even opening, I will already have 99 cons, which means I'll have these two stats taken out of the way. Cooking is so fast with the Karamba ones. Crafting is fast with production, prodigy, and gems. Firemaking, I'm just not worried about it at all. I can train it if needed. Fletching, super fast, and then smithing, production, prodigy. That brings us to the Gatherer. What are we going to pick for the Gatherer? Well, there's the skills. Mining, fishing, woodcutting, hunter, agility, slayer, and thieving. It's curious that slayer is in here. It's almost like they could have just not put it, and it would have been fine, and people have to train slayer, because, you know, part of training slayer is fun, using a thunder khopesh. However, this one, there's two options. Like, which skill do you want to train that will convert your XP into the other skills? The fastest skill in the main game, without any relics, would be thieving, because you can get 300k XP an hour, roughly, plus you can get even more. If there's a dodgy deals relic, the one where you auto pickpocket, auto re-pickpocket, never fail, etc., then that seems like the best choice. The difference between picking thieving and picking fishing for me is I have a lot of chores to do, and I need something super AFK. So thieving, I can't really AFK. I would have to constantly open up the cash sacks, whatever those are called, the money bags, and then the NPCs move around and people rag and whatever else. Fishing at Karambwans, I did it in the previous league. You click and you leave. You can go to McDonald's and come back and your guy's still fishing. It's less XP per hour by maybe about a third, so it's a third of the XP. So it's slower, but it's going to be, it's going to be pretty chill AFK. So my thought is I'm picking fishing. I recommend you pick thieving if you want the fastest skill. Hunter's also really fast too. So between that, you're good to go. Mining, there might be a thing of mining a rune ore, and then maybe I pick mining. Woodcutting with the axe and like 1.5 ticking teaks, or just AFK at redwoods, you're going to get so much XP in woodcutting, and it's chill and AFK. That suits my playstyle of just AFKing, so I'm not going to pick woodcutting because I'd rather train that one at redwoods than not, or like at magic trees or whatever. Hunter, I don't want to train, especially the early levels, so I'm going to be picking hunter. I would rather skip it. There's a leaked tile in here of catching a moonlight moth at 75, and I'd rather just skip that. Like, I just don't want to train up to get to that point, and then I can go to black chins in the wilderness and catch those for, maybe I wanted to kill Kriara and don't have a good gear for that, or maybe I want to train some range with Chinchampas eventually. I doubt it, but I just don't want to train hunter. It's very fast, so you could train it, but it's something that I'm considering. Skipping slayer. Slayer's the slowest that I can see here, like arguably mining, but imagine just skipping all of slayer, and then you're already at like level 91 or 2, and you can just go do all the slayer bosses basically. At that point, you're just training slayer, and it'll put the XP into the other skills. I think that would be pretty sweet. Agility, I believe there will be like Sage's Greaves. We're thinking that comes from getting the rainbow boots from the what's that called? Barbarian Stronghold of Security. So I don't think agility is that important. It is slow. So if there's a really important tile that checks off a row for you, like say this top left tile is to do an agility shortcut that takes level 90 something agility, then like maybe we'll switch to that. I've said a lot of maybes with this one because Gatherer can just be like up to your choice. What I plan on doing is fishing Hunter Slayer. I'm going to AFK at Karambwans while doing chores and editing YouTube videos and whatever else. And that'll just feed my Slayer, which is a slow skill, and it's a very important one. And then it'll give me some Hunter. It'll skip all the bad levels for tasks. The alternative, I'll see if there's some relics and some consideration behind taking the thieving one, because I could just take the thieving relic and just use the AFK time elsewhere. So that's my consideration. Either fishing or thieving to get the XP, and then Hunter Slayer would be the two that I'm picking. And I recommend taking Slayer, but definitely take Hunter, or switch Hunter for one that you don't want to train, especially if there's a task for like mining a runite ore and you just want to skip to that. So that brings us to all of our skills. What are we going to do here? So attack, manually train it, no problem. Just get a Thunder Kopesh and go kill stuff, and you'll get a lot of XP really fast. Strength, train prayer for that. So that's part of our combatant. Defensive, manually train it. Just anytime you're doing a raid, basically, between attack and defense, all you really need is like 70 attack, 70 defense, or like 80 in each of them before you're fully geared up and ready to go for raids. So yeah, that's my only consideration, is like I'll just train that while doing raids instead of leaving stuff on like strength. Range would be through training prayer. Prayer would be through training prayer, believe it or not. Mage would be through golden god. Rune crafting and construction will be through training construction. That'll be using the Craftsman relic. I was going to check on what it was called, but I remembered. HP is just manually trained through passive. Agility, we're assuming there's a relic that you just wear the boots, and as you run around, it gives you XP. That would be my expectation. Herblore, I'll be training construction for that. Crafting, manually train it with production prodigy. We're going to be just buying gems, crafting them, selling them back to the store. Fletching, I'll just buy broad arrowheads, or I'll make darts and fletch through that. Slayer, I will train with fishing AFK, or I'll take the thieving relic and do it faster. Same thing with Hunter. Mining, I'll manually train it. My other thought there was, if it is in fact like the worst skill and it's slow, like I could power mine iron for 700k XP an hour minimum. I would just lamp it. I put all my lamps onto mining, and you're thinking, oh, that's not many lamps, but the 50k XP lamps from all the diaries they add up pretty quickly. 50k times 10x XP, 500k XP, and you use like 7 or 8 lamps on that thing, you're skipping a lot of it. That's my thought right now. So yeah. And then smithing, I will manually train it with production prodigy. Fishing, I'll AFK at Karambwans. Cooking, you get XP from Karambwans because of your animal wrangler relic. It'll auto cook half of the ones that you get, and it'll bank the other half, and then you can just cook the other half, or you can just buy food from the store early if you want to skip some levels. Fire making, I said worst case Wintertodt. So again, if I get log drops from different bosses, I can burn those up. Otherwise, just Wintertodt. You can switch your relic on your axe to be a fire making one. Or you can switch the axe relic to be a fletching one, so you could just switch it to that fire making one and just stand at redwoods, and it'll just auto chop and burn the logs. So that's also an alternative. Woodcutting, I said worst case chopping teaks is fast, so if there's no like really good way of training woodcutting that emerges, then I'll just chill and chop some teaks. And then for farming, I said surely there's a relic. Worst case, they've 5x the tick speed for farming minimum, which means stuff grows 5 times faster. So what I would plan on doing is, like, when you do Theater of Blood, you get a ton of mahogany seeds, and you get a bunch of like tree seeds and stuff like that from all over the game. I'll just plant trees, and it's super fast. I expect though that there will be like a relic like Overgrown, which was basically it auto planted and auto replanted your stuff, and would just like cash in your stuff whenever it was done. Like, it would give you the XP and get you the resources and put them in the bank, and then replant. Like, pass. It was crazy relic. So surely there's a relic for that. If not, worst case, I'm planting my own stuff. Not worried about it. So let me know what you think. I'll definitely be posting another video once we get some more reveals later today. I look forward to seeing what they've cooked up. Would love to see one of the like harder rows. Let's say show us this one here. I want to see like this reward. They could show us what that one is. One other thing that we kind of saw was where is it? I'm trying to find. They showed a leak yesterday. It was around here somewhere. Oh, come on. Right in front of my salad, dude. All right, flip it back over. Style before the stats. Colors proud on novice feet. Yeah, this is the rainbow boots for sure, that one. Okay, there it is, finally. I was one of the first you saw, overlooked and forgotten like always. So the first teaser that we saw has a gnome ball as a task. And then what we're expecting, like gnome ball as an easy task, like there might be an angle where in your route speculation is you win a gnome ball game and it gives you dodgy deals. I don't know if it'll be from like if it'll give dodgy deals, but it might give something good. So that's the consideration. So we'll see what happens there. Appreciate you watching this long one, but it's good stuff to get out of the way, and then we'll have some more videos with some more reveals and stuff like that. And then this again is in the Discord if you wanted to see the full route, and I will be updating it throughout the day as well. So. What happens when you illegally park your frog? It gets towed.